Welcome back to the channel where we spotlight Black excellence in film and TV so you don't have to miss some great Black-led roles. Let's get into it. For September, Netflix has got some new added Black-led and Black-centric movies. There aren't too many, but let's take a look at what's new and what's old that you might have missed. Starting with the new Rebel Ridge, the first one that everyone's talking about right now. Rebel Ridge is about a former Marine who confronts corruption in a small town when local law enforcement unjustly seizes the bag of cash he was going to use to post bail for his cousin. But of course, law enforcement of this small town didn't know he was a former Marine when they took him, and they pay dearly for it. It's a very satisfying watch. It's a thriller action, stars Aaron Pierre. Do yourself a favor and check this one out. Very enjoyable. Next up is the personal favorite of mine, American Gangster, coming to Netflix. So American Harlem drug dealer Frank Lucas rises to power in corrupt 1970s New York, equaling and surpassing the notorious mafia families with the reach of his empire. On the other side of the law, you got the honest cop Richie Roberts, dedicated himself to taking down the bad guys on the streets. I mean, we're fans of Denzel over here, and this one is definitely one of his best roles and best scripts. Check it out. So next we have a Shark Tale. I know, one of Will Smith's more, flop movies, pun intended. But I actually thought at the time I watched it, when I was a kid, was pretty good. It didn't have the rewatch factor of something like Aladdin or Hercules or even The Road to El Dorado for young me. But shout out to little me because he enjoyed it, and I think you will too. So Oscar, a small fish with big dreams, takes credit for accidentally killing a mob-connected shark, Frankie. With the help from Frankie's gentle brother, Lenny, Oscar becomes the celebrated shark slayer. But his problems escalate when the mob boss, Don Lino, sends henchmen to find his son's killer. I mean, it sounds wacky, it sounds crazy, it is a bit of a fun film in my opinion. I do think it's enjoyable, so check it out with the fam. So next up we have Equalizer, which should be on Netflix. It is leaving soon, but I keep seeing that it's there, but it also should have left already. Hopefully it is still there. It's a great movie. Denzel Washington back at it again, playing a mysterious character who has left his past behind for a quiet life. But when he meets Terry, a teen lady of the night abused by Russian mobsters, he can't just turn away from that. Using his deadly skills, he returns from retirement to take down those who prey on the vulnerable. There are 2 more films to this one. I have yet to see them, and from what I hear though, this one's the best one, so hopefully you can still check it out. Straight Outta Compton. So in case you were unaware, in 1988, NWA burst onto the scene, shaking up music and pop culture and forever changing the landscape of hip-hop. Their debut album was Straight Outta Compton. It showcased the harsh realities of the life of South LA, sparking controversy, feuds, shootouts, you name it. With the help of their manager, Jerry, Ice Cube, Dr. Dre, Eazy-E, DJ Yella, and MC Ren go through the highs and lows of the industry, being black in the late 80s, gaining fame, fortune, and securing their legacy forever. If all of that sounds titillating to you and you haven't seen this movie yet, please go check it out. Get Out. Okay, we're getting into that spooky season. We're not there exactly yet, but I figure I'd throw in a bit of a spooky horror thriller on the list, especially when Get Out is that pick. Jordan Peele's breakout debut film, you gotta see it. Our main character, Chris, is anxious about meeting his girlfriend's parents. She's white, he's black, and his jitters prove very justified as the get-together turns from uncomfortable to terrifying real quick. Give it a watch. And lastly, we have The Harder They Fall. Now, I've mentioned this before in a list of Black-led Western movies that I think you should check out. Both the movies that I mentioned, but also the video in order to find those movies. So I'll put that probably at the end of this video, or maybe there'll be a card at the top. One of Netflix's most successful original movies, bold and colorful, The Harder They Fall. The story is about an outlaw who discovers his enemy is being released from prison and he must reunite with his former gang members to seek revenge. Simple, but effective. If you're a Western fan like I am, The Harder They Fall is a great time. Please give it a watch. Okay, so this is some of the new ones that I thought were worth checking out. There are some others, but I just didn't know if they were really worth it at the end of the day. at least not for me. And some of the current ones that are existing that I think you should definitely check out. Now, there are obviously way more, so I'll definitely be making more videos on Netflix. It does have a pretty good or decent catalog of Black-centric movies, either led by Black people or around Black culture. So definitely worth coming back as I make more videos. Thanks for watching, and until next time.